The South Dakota volleyball team is off to the NCAA Tournament, a three-peat in the Summit League Tournament champions after a weekend that was great for the volleyball team. We're joined now by the head coach of the Coyotes, Leanne Williamson. Coach, a great Thanksgiving weekend for your group. You go to Omaha and not only win, but do it quickly in sweeping fashion. Both of those matches start with the semifinal match. Your team came out and played well early, kind of set the tone in that one.
Absolutely. I mean, it was obviously a magnificent weekend, a lot of fun to be a part of. And I think going into it, we knew we could have success. Watching those quarterfinal matches, there was some really good volleyball being played on both sides of the net. But, ultimately we felt like we were prepared. And, honestly, at this time of the season, so much is about how you take care of your side of the net. And our players just played so confidently, starting with that match against Denver. And, we found ourselves down in some situations, but they were patient, and they never seemed to get phased. And to be able to sweep Denver in 3, I think set us up really well for that next day.
And the next day was Omaha, who battled. They got into the championship match, and you knew you were going to get an effort from them. You get off to a 2-0 lead in that one, and then a real battle in set 3.
Yeah, sets 1 and 2, I mean, there were obviously some back and forth there, but set 2 was incredible on our side of the net. We just made a lot of very good defensive plays. I think we put them into some tough situations with our serving, and it was a pretty clean set from us. So we knew we were going to get their best shot in that next one, and we talked about it beforehand, but don't wait. Let's just make sure we give them our best shot, and I felt like we did that. Again, found ourselves down late, but came up with some big plays, including a really big solo block from Elizabeth Junkie to tie it up, I believe, at 22. And then it was a lot of back and forth from there, which is honestly some of the most fun that you can have within a volleyball game. So really proud of them for fighting back. They had set points, I believe 1 or 2 times, and we just kept clawing by until we found our opportunity. And I think, again, to look back and there's so much excitement at that time. I'm not sure we fully realized, at the moment that oh wow, we really did do that in 3 sets. But just absolutely incredible effort from our team. But the confidence, the trust that they had with each other, it was a lot of fun to watch and just see how well they played in those moments.
So much we talk about some players who have just been standouts all season long. And in the championship match, coaches always talk about players need to step up when they get the opportunity. You had a player, career high, 14 kills in that match. How about that?
I mean, Kylan was a lot of fun to watch, and she actually struggled a little bit at the beginning of the match. But once she got into a rhythm, especially that 3rd set, she came up huge, in a couple different really, really big moments, backs against the wall, and she still took some really big swings in those moments. And I think it just, she was even serving, I think for match point there, and she hasn't played back row for us this year at all. So, she just had an outstanding performance, but really those last 4 matches that she played in, she played some of her best volleyball of the year. Obviously not everyone's seen what she's doing in practice, but she played wonderfully, and it was fun to see her do that, and I think kind of show what she could do. And it is a tough situation to be in, but she handled it extremely well.
You were named the Summit League Coach of the Year. First off, congratulations. It's a testament to what you and your staff have done with this group all season long. Elizabeth Junkie, Player of the Year in the Summit League. No surprise for most people who've watched her play. And Lola Weideman got recognized as well. And then on the first team, Madison Harms was also added. That's kind of been the trio, it feels like, that's led this group most of the year.
They have. I feel like they have taken a bigger role, both on the court and off. The leadership aspect of it, they have been rock solid all year. Again, showing our team, the younger players, of just what it means to play Coyote volleyball. What are those standards? What are those things that we hold each other accountable to? But then I think their constant effort, communication. I think they've just done such a good job of leading, the team. And then they took bigger roles this year, and I think each one of them kind of stepped up to that challenge. And not that they didn't have their struggles. That's a part of it. But I felt like every time they had those moments, they got better from it. And honestly, as a coach, that's all you can ask for.
The elusive double championship. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You said, man, these kids, they've either won the regular season title or the tournament title. We haven't been able to put it together for both of them. You finally do that. How does that feel for this group?
I mean, it's amazing. This program has done a lot in the last few years, and to be able to kind of rewrite history another time is huge. And I'm obviously very happy for our seniors and Amy and Lolo to be able to help be such a big part of that. Amy's playing some of her best volleyball right now too. So even though she may not have been recognized by the league, she's been a huge part of our success here down the stretch. So I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the team to again accomplish something that other teams have not yet to this point. But what's fun about it is now this is the standard. Is finding ways to do this each year. But it was a remarkable moment. So happy for this team, and you could see it. We've talked about what that was going to feel like and what we were chasing, and hearing them talk about it beforehand was pretty cool. Just to listen to what they were looking forward to, and then to actually see it in person is obviously even better. So rewatched that point a few times. Rewatched the dog pile. Even Brooklyn running out without her scooter and jumping into the pile. But such a great moment for them, and now it's the next step, which is exciting too.
Next step is the NCAA Tournament, and obviously you've got a lot of goals left in the season and a lot of volleyball to be played. But you have to appreciate where you're at right now. 29-3. This team has gone. One of those losses to one of the better teams in the country. A couple of them to North Dakota State. But at the beginning of the year, you kind of felt like this team was going to take a little time maybe to get pieced together. They not only got out quickly, but they have stayed together and kept playing at a pretty high level all season long. It's been really incredible.
Yeah. That exhibition match, I think we struggled in it, but I think it was actually one of the best things for us, because we did have to work through it. We did have to find a way to create success early on, and we didn't see that in that first weekend. So it's amazing what this team has accomplished in again, this what it feels like short time, even though we're towards the end of the season at this point. But they have absolutely bought in every single day to getting better and to supporting each other and to pushing each other. And it's a really special team. We've had some great teams in the past, and obviously not taking away anything from them, but being with this team right now, it's a very special group, and couldn't be happier to be along the journey with them.
On to the NCAA Tournament. You get to go to Omaha, not a far drive. Creighton Regional. Of course, our fans hopefully will make their way down. You've seen it before at Creighton, and fans have made their way down to that. When you saw the group of teams, you get Houston, obviously. Creighton will play Auburn. What was your reaction out of those four teams that'll play at Creighton?
I think it's a great draw for us. Obviously there's some familiarity with Creighton, but before we get to there, playing a team that we haven't played before, they're a very good program. They have experience. They're an older group, but they do some things that we have seen throughout the year. So I'm really looking forward to it. I know our team is really excited again about playing somebody new, but once you get to this point, it's all exciting. It's such a big moment that we worked for all year that. The nice thing is for us is we just saw them rise to the occasion last weekend, and I can't wait to see them do it again.
Houston, for people who don't know, they were the American Athletic Conference champions. By way of tiebreaker, they actually lost their last game of the season in 5 sets to a very good Central Florida team. They win by tiebreaker, but they still had a really good year. They lost one conference match all year. They went 28-3 in the regular season. So 3 lost teams are going to go out in the first round. I mean, you always want a great draw. I don't know what a great draw is in the NCAA tournament because everybody's excited to be there, but this feels like it should be a really fun match Friday afternoon.
I think it should. I think it'll be a good challenge for us, but I think we're going to be able to challenge them in some ways as well. So, we're beyond excited right now, but really that next step for us is winning a match in the NCAA tournament. And I do think that this is an opportunity for us to be able to, again, make history again. So I'm anticipating a very good week of practice, a lot of excitement, a lot of smiles, but when it comes down to it, this team does compete really hard, and that's what I think we're going to see out of this group down at Creighton. But Coyote faithful does come through. We're excited to see a lot of people down there as well. There are a lot of people getting on Ticketmaster trying to buy tickets, myself included, to make sure that we had as many as we could get our hands on. But it should be a great experience, and I'm glad that we're going to be able to do it close to home where we do have our fans fans around us as well.
You've been to the NCAA tournament. Some of these players have been to the NCAA tournament. You're going to have to rely on some of that leadership. Some of the biggest challenge when it comes to this type of match is just settling down and knowing it's another volleyball match because, let's be honest, we all know it's a bigger stage and there's more at stake right now than there has been most of the season. How do you lean on that leadership and just your experience to try to help this team get calmed down early and just play volleyball?
Well, I think one of the positives is we've been talking about staying in the moment all year, and I think there's definitely that chance that people start to look ahead, that they get that the moment gets bigger, and I think because we've been talking about it all year, it's not going to be a surprise when I talk about being in the present and not trying to look ahead, not looking in the past. They're going to make runs on us, and in my opinion, we'll be able to make runs on them. So it's being able to weather some of those storms and capitalize, obviously, when we're at our best, but. I do think that the fact that we have so many people that have been there now multiple times will help. Just that experience of knowing what it feels like. There's still going to be that excitement, but at the same time, they know how to handle that a little bit better than maybe some of those past years.
It's time to go 1-0, right?
It's time to go 1-0.
Coach, really appreciate the time as always. Really good luck. Congratulations on the tournament championship and the season that you've had, but good luck in Omaha. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you. We're really excited.
All right, that's Leanne Williamson, the head coach of the Coyote volleyball team. The Coyotes will play Houston on Friday afternoon, and the winner of that match will play Saturday evening against either Creighton or Auburn. Go to goyotes.com for all the information on how to follow along, ticket information, and all of that stuff. For Leanne Williamson, I'm John Thayer. Have a great week, and go Yotes.